Wuthering Heights, the brand new romantic film just in time for the Valentine's Day season. And what I would say here is, if you're looking for just a romantic story, you just want to see two people falling in love and you don't care anything else, yeah, this is a movie. There's a lot of bonking, by the way. Like a lot of fucking. Like a lot of fucking. I will talk about the fucking very much. I am going to talk about the fucking. But we're going to talk about other things as well. But because those are the more important things, like characters, story, and stuff like that. And what I would say here is, like, knowing this is like the 6th adaptation of this book, out of all the public domain stories out there, along with like Dracula, Frankenstein, pun not intended, even though I did that, Alice in Wonderland, Sherlock Holmes, Wizard of Oz. Wuthering Heights seems to be a story that gets told once every 10, 15, 20 years. So this is like the 6th or 7th version of it. And I haven't seen any of those previous versions, and I haven't read the book. So I don't know how truthful it is, or which versions are better. If I prefer the other versions, there's not going to be that. But what I will say here is, for the positive side of things, this movie is shot beautifully well. This movie is trying to look like an old classic. Like, it constantly wants to look like a cover of a romantic. You know what? It's trying to look like this poster. How everything is hypely, like, the night is, like, the night sky is not dark, it's grey. And how every daytime is at the dawn. So dawn that all you see is red and orange. And the shots are beautifully done. Like, you can tell this is directed by a filmmaker and the cinematographer and director bonded together to set a tone and style. And it works for the visual style. The performances are great. You got Margot Robbie and Jacob Malloy. What do you expect? They're going to give you good. They're going to give you good performances. But when it comes to story, the first half, I was like, okay, okay, this is okay, I'm digging it, I'm like, it's fine, and all that, yes, once again, a lot of bonky, a lot of fucking, but, it's fine. Feels like, we're going through the beats of a classic Victorian setting romantic story, where two people, character A likes character B, but they don't know about that they both like each other, so character A leaves town, or in this case leaves the house, and then they come back as a new person, and because of that, character B feels like they need to do the same thing, and so when they come back, they are now in so different parts of their lives but even though their love is strong, they have challenges and obstacles because of the lives they have. Mainly with Catherine, Margot Robbie's character, who gets married to this decent guy. Like, he seems like a really decent, lovely guy. So that's an obstacle. You don't want to be the housebreaker. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy. Well, we know. What do we know? Handcliffe is like, I don't care about him, but I want you, Catherine. And I get it, that's meant to be the romantic side of things. But I'm like, okay, those are stupid mistakes. You know that's going to happen. It's meant to be the whole thing of the heart wants what the heart wants, and you don't choose who you love. Those type of themes. I'm like, okay, I get it. But at the same time, there's the second half of this movie, when these characters turn into fucking sociopaths. Like, seriously. Like, they are, like, so, like, it's you or nothing. Like, if I can't have you, no one else can kind of stuff. And maybe them referencing Romeo and Juliet should have hinted that it was going to go that path. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know, finding out that she has a child would kind of give you a hint that maybe you should back off and know you want her more. So you go and married the her husband's sister or whatever, so you could mind fuck her. So Handcliffe can mind fuck Catherine. Okay. And then Catherine is just being a sociopath and pulling hairs, just like yanking hair tails and be like, are we going for once again, a pun not intended here, with the second half of it, are we going for like a Harley Quinn situation where it's like it's such a mad love, it's so toxic, it's a sort of toxic love that even though they're doing all these horrible choices but you want them as an audience member, you want them to be together. I'm like, no, move the fuck on. Yeah, as an audience member, I'm like, move the fuck on. In the second half, I'm like, you're doing all these psychopathic things to fuck with the other person, or you're doing all these psychopathic things because you're not getting your own way. It's just what like, to the point I don't want these two to be together. Look, it's just how these two characters handle it. I was like, I can't wait for you guys. I feel sorry for everyone around you. I feel bad for Catherine's husband, who you can tell really cares for her, or the handmaiden, who has to deal with these letters of what the fuck it is. Like, I just... Now, of course, a lot of people will say, you said you'll get to the bonking. Okay, I'll get to the fucking, okay? Okay, yes, there's a lot of fucking, and they have quite an imagination of different ways that the Victorian era could do certain things that is quite common now these days, aka bondage. Well, you didn't have the material, you don't have a bowl gag, so let's use the metal clamp things that you put on animals. We'll use that as the bowl gag. We'll do that. You know. I mean, I'm gonna lie. There's a couple of things, and I know I'm stumbling here, and jumping around a bit, but there are moments in there like, okay, that works. There's a lot of tongue action also when it comes to the sex scenes. A lot of tongue action. If you want Jacob, if you ever wanted to see Jacob Roy just using that tongue to lick things like a wall. Okay, spoiler. So Catherine's husband shows Catherine her room because they sleep in two separate bedrooms. And he's like, I want my wife to have the prettiest wall of all time. I want the prettiest wall, the beautiful wall for my wife, the prettiest color. I'll have the color of her skin. And they even capture her mole, because my Wally has a little mole on her face. So, cut to the sex montage, and you have Handcliffe licking the little black, I don't know, paint or brown mark that's meant to be a mole, and he's licking the wall as if I'm like, okay. I mean, look, if you want to see Jake Roy doing a lot of tongue action, you know, every kiss, we're going to see or, you know, licking a face to a chin to ear, or licking a photo wall. It's like, oh, it's like licking her face. I'm like, is it? Is it? Or is it just a wall? It's like sometimes you go, that's a bit strange. And that. So yeah, I wanted to say, yay, this is a movie that I think this is a great romantic movie, but then there's occasionally the odd thing here and there, that mainly the main two characters at the end, that just completely made me go, these two are selfish. These two are selfish characters. I mean, that's the point. And I meant to root for these two characters to be together, but I can't. Because they're being selfish and not thinking about the other people around them. So, it's just... Ugh, these characters are horrible. Personalities of these characters are horrible, 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 horrible people.
So kiss me. And let us both be damned.